Let's go.
Pittsburgh Steeler fans, thanks for joining us for another Wednesday night episode of the Pump Your Brakes podcast. We back in the building doing this thing on a Wednesday. You got me, your boy Tate in the building with the triple OG with the new smaller size steel curtain shirt. Shannon had lost so much weight, his wife had to give him a new shirt because he was running around like he had on a nightgown t-shirt.
Facts, mate.
Yeah, man, we got the homie Mr. Go Bucks in the building, Big-G. Today was Ohio State's pro day. Mike Tomlin and the brass met last night for dinner. We had dinner with Jalen Milroe when they was in Alabama. Last night they had dinner with Will Howard, Quinshon Judkins, and Travion Henderson. Any of those players I like, all of them. You know what I mean? Obviously Howard in like the fourth round, maybe late third.
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe, like the late second, if you get back up in there and spend a second round pick on him.
Yeah.
Both the running backs in the second, Henderson and Judkins. I mean, so all the players that they done fed, I like them boys. So, fellas, what's happening, man? Me and Big-G just got off the Smash the Gas podcast, our prelude on the Know-It-Alls channel to the Pump Your Brakes podcast. We try and get the listeners over to the Know-It-All. They're also over here, get you guys ready for what we're going to talk about tonight. And, fellas, what we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to come up with solutions, each of our own individual solutions, what we like to see happen in the quarterback room. We still have a quarterback yet. Aaron Rodgers hasn't signed.
Nope.
Even though I think it may happen, it's close. Hasn't signed. Russ signed with the Giants yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Told you, Big-G, getting $10.5 million guaranteed with incentives up to 20. So you can't come in lowballing these dudes. I'm not saying we want. I'm saying just Joker was talking about giving Russ $5 or $6, $7 million.
No,
You got to put respect on a starting quarterback name, man.
That's
I mean,
fact.
the trashiest quarterback get 12, 15 million.
That's fact.
You get a veteran like Russ, a pro bowler and Super Bowl winner. You got to give him incentive to get 20.
Yeah.
So that's what they saw at the time. Jameis Winston too. So their quarterback room is, if nothing else, experienced. They should be better than what they had last year. Quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They had Danny DeVito or Tommy DeVito and
Trash.
Danny Dimes.
Both
matter of fact, Danny Dimes should have took Tommy DeVito's last name. Then we have Danny DeVito.
They were scrubs, Tate. They were scrubs.
Yeah, you love pulling that sign up about Dimes. But fellas, what's happening? First and foremost, we gonna get into football. S. Dresden in the building with the $5 super chat already. We appreciate you, Dresden. Thanks for rocking with us. And Big-G, we gotta let you get out here in these streets, and you and Shannon shout out everybody in the live chat. But let's go ahead and put Dresden's comment up. Shannon, go ahead and read it for us, man.
It says, your Milroe fandom is as absurd as his passing game.
Dang, Tate.
You know what?
He threw you under
You
the
know
bus.
what? No, I mean, he can say that. I don't disagree. But you know what? At pick 52 in 2020, y'all say the same thing about Jalen Hurts.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? You took Terrell Evans over Lamar Jackson because he couldn't pass either. How's all that looking right now? How's all that looking right now?
Hey, Dresden,
Big-G, you tell me how it's looking. Oh, it's looking like facts.
It's looking like facts, Tate. They're looking like some big
Okay,
facts.
well that's what I gotta say to that. I mean, I was on the Lamar Jackson train, especially at 32. We could have got him at 30.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to just take a shot at upside. That's why I didn't say first round. I said I'd give him the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to take a shot at it. That's Claude again. Shannon, tell your coach how good of a coach Tomlin is, and please try not to laugh. Okay, Claude, that's fair. I mean, Tomlin deserves criticism. But I think you think somebody just going to jump in here and take the Steelers to where you think you want to see them. I'm telling you, it's going to be a pound of flesh if that decision is made the first couple years anyway. It's going to be worse than Tomlin's holding together with chicken wire and no quarterback. Steelers will be on their fourth or fifth opening day starting quarterback, kickoff quarterback since Ben left. Yeah. I mean, because it was Mitch, right? Then it was Kenny.
Yep.
Then it was Justin Fields. And then this year it'll be 4. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, and nobody of name, whether we taking shots on old guys. Take a shot on a new guy. You know what I mean?
Take through a build. through a bit. What other NFL team on actually trying to rebuild and stay relevant at the same time? Nobody else can do it. We're 10-7, 9-8, 11-6 with no freaking quarterback. Most teams, when they lose their franchise, are trash for years.
That's why that's why the title of the show and the cover says sign the vet, throw the dart, not that dart. And
Hey,
that
Clark.
dart right now is Jalen Milroe. To me, in the late second, if you can get him. You know what I mean? So that's just where I'm at. But like I said, I seen it happen with Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. These guys are MVPs and Super Bowl winners, and all y'all said they couldn't throw. Everybody said they couldn't throw. But go ahead, Big G and Shannon. I'm going to pass to y'all real quick. Shout out some of the people in the live chat. They're going to take our first break and play the intro, and we're going to go get into quarterback solutions as we each individually see them. Not as a PYB collective, but as we see them. And I kind of had to get in the mind because it's dreading already. But, I mean, go ahead and you guys say what you want to say right now.
Hey, Shannon, let me just say this and I'm going to throw it to you. Claude, everything Tate just said to you, he said, hell no. This translation to the Matrix, hell no, because Matrix, you got to be quick. It's all code. So your code is hell no tonight, Claude. Hell no. Shannon, go ahead, bro. Do what you do.
Well, there was so much we covered there. Today, I was just talking about my admiration for the Baltimore Ravens organization. And somebody said, well, you can't stand the Ravens. I said, that's true, but I respect them. I don't respect Harbaugh. But the rest of the organization from the top down, I respect. And I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. I never thought Lamar Jackson would be a top-flight NFL quarterback from the passing aspect. I knew he was a great athlete. But last year, he proved me wrong. He had his best season. Now, I know he had Derrick Henry, but Lamar Jackson was accurate. He showed touch on his passes. He threw the ball deep. He made good decisions. I mean, he had the fewest interceptions compared to touchdowns, I think, in history. The guy has become a true NFL quarterback, not a running back playing quarterback. So when I'm wrong, I admit it. Now, did I want him when he come out in the draft? No. Second round, like Tate said, yes. Second round, you're not risking as much. I did not want, because you're going to have to build an offense around him. Now he's the kind of quarterback, if he goes somewhere else, he can fit into an offense, and it doesn't have to necessarily be totally built around him. But it's what, 5 years? It's took a little bit of time. But the guy is capable. Now, will he continue to struggle in the playoffs? We don't know. That to me, that's what sets the franchise guy apart from just a numbers guy, a great phenom statistical guy, that he can win the big game. But I give total credit to the Ravens and to Lamar Jackson. Now, do I think Milroe is ever going to be Lamar Jackson? Absolutely not. But Jackson Dart reminds me of Bo Nix. And when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Last year, I said Bo Nix was another Kenny Pickett, and I didn't want nothing to do with him. He goes to Sean Payton, and then he has, an excellent rookie season. Who's to say that Dart can't be, because you look who he'd be throwing to, and then they're going to add another receiver. So you give him a good running game, an improved line, in a top-class receiving corps, and look at what he did in college. He is accurate. He is athletic.
76%. 76% accuracy.
He had the best yards per attempt of anybody in college football.
17.6.
Yeah, he goes down the field. So with the big receivers the Steelers have and what they're wanting to become, so here's my problem, and this goes all the way back to the original statement. Mike Tomlin is trying to be part of a rebuild where the Steelers don't want to use the word. And it's hard for a defensive-minded coach to help develop a quarterback. The best thing a defensive-minded coach can do is get out of the way. And let the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach teach and help this guy grow. You can't handcuff him as soon as he comes in the doors. So now I don't know if Tomlin can do that. But that's my only concern is that you have to have the right coaching
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Shannon?
Yes.
Big Ben's best Super Bowl, he played in 3, right? Was under what coach?
Well, that one was under Tomlin.
Okay. I'm not saying Thomas should take credit for developing Big Ben, but he was the one there in the head coaching seat when Big Ben developed to a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And then and then we look at who has Tomlin truly had to develop since Big Ben walked out that door. Truly had to develop. Not Kenny Pickett.
No,
they developed Mason Rudolph into a good, solid backup.
Yeah, but he hasn't had the talent. Nobody's arguing that.
Right. Okay.
But he does get too invested. And
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Ben won the Super Bowl, and I can't remember when the voting was, with the worst offensive line against the Cardinals, his best game. That was the worst offensive line to win the Super Bowl. If you break that line down, that was bad.
Wait a minute, that was Pouncey and DeCastro was on that line.
But that line was not good.
No, not in. They never won the Super Bowl.
No, not in 2008.
No. Okay, no. They came in 2000.
They did. They did have the worst line.
The line he won the Super Bowl, not the one that he lost against Green Bay.
That's facts. That's facts.
But what I'm saying is, really Tomlin couldn't be conservative because Ben was out to run for his life. Yeah, we remember the plays he made with the.
But he let go the range. He let go the range when they had the killer bees, right?
Yeah, that was after though.
Right.
Yeah, but then Ben was again a franchise Hall of Fame quarterback.
So wait. I got a question, Shannon.
Backed up a little bit.
But Shannon, wait. Before they had the killer bees, they had Young Money.
Yeah.
And Tomlin, they was called Young Money because them boys was getting deep. Wallace, Sanders, Brown. It was Young Money flying around everywhere.
Yeah, they had some good receivers for a lot of that. Of course, now I think a lot of it was, who was throwing the ball too. You got to have both.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that now I think they're fully committed to the rebuild, whether they want to say it or not. You've got 4 guys that didn't play last year, including some really good rookies from last year that are transitioning with this draft class. If they hit again, they've accelerated everything big time. Big time. To the point that, as me and Big-G was talking before the podcast, if you bring in a Rodgers for a year, who's he going to be thrown to? He can be thrown to some really talented
killers.
Guys. Yeah.
S. Dresden, Tate. S. Dresden.
Go ahead, read it.
S. Dresden for the 5 Binkers, bro. He said, I personally never said that Jackson and Hurst will be absolutely awful passers. Milroe is. Draft dog.
I'm not saying you said specifically Dresden, but that was the narrative put on those quarterbacks coming out in the draft. That was the narrative. Now you just bought into this Milroe narrative, but I mean, he played. Look at his record at Alabama. I'd say he's probably better than what's the boy name that was played at Alabama that was drafted by the Patriots? Mac Jones.
He was horrible.
He's better than Mac Jones, and Mac Jones went in like 10 or 11, didn't he?
He was
all I'm suggesting is.
Have you seen Milroe's statistics? He is not accurate. Even in college, he's not accurate.
I agree, but that's why I said second round pick. That's why I say he could be a weapon and still help the offense and be the third quarterback behind hopefully Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph for 2 years.
I wouldn't touch Milroe to the 3rd round, probably the 4th. Just for the aspect that now when we talk about a guy who really is not accurate, I mean, if you watch Josh Allen at Wyoming, he had some mechanical issues. He had that monster arm. He did not have really good receiver talent, as we know. And now you played against lesser competition, so it kind of equals out. But even he was way more accurate than Milroe. And Milroe had some good receivers down there in Alabama. And I just think
Milroe had one good receiver, Ryan Williams, this year.
Yeah.
All the
This
rest of
year.
them, Isaiah Bond, hey, get him out of here. The rest of them, they trash.
Isaiah Bond left. He in Texas.
Yeah, he wasn't that good at Alabama either. He wasn't that good.
But I know I don't dislike Jackson Dart. I just don't think he's number 21. If you get him in the second round, and if they both on the board in the second round, whichever way the Steelers went, I would be okay with.
With Dart or
Milroe? Huh?
If in the second round, you would be okay with Dart or Milroe?
Yeah, if they're both there and the Steelers took who they thought was their guy, I'd be okay with it and root for that guy.
I would do Dart in the second round, not Milroe. But what I'd like to see is trade back, as we've talked about, and pick up a second round pick. And then if you keep that late first or have 2 picks in the second round, and then you can address some needs.
Mm-hmm. T. Riley, you talking about trade for Joe Milton? It's over. Joe Milton got traded already, dog. What is you talking about?
Who we get traded to? I didn't hear that.
Joe Milton gone, dog. He ain't in the Patriots. I just saw it the other day.
He ain't been traded. Not that I know.
He ain't been traded, Big G.
Well, I don't want him.
I do want him.
No, I don't want him.
I'd take him for a 5th.
Hell no. Hell no, not Joe Milton. He's not an NFL quarterback. He's not.
Big G. See, y'all think these last few years got y'all thinking guys come right in and play right away and set the world on fire. Sometimes quarterbacks got to develop.
Yeah, sometimes. But most of them now they hit the ground running, Tate. Them boys is coming to the NFL killing people.
But who's the last guy who wasn't accurate enough for college that become accurate in the pros? You got to have a certain level of ability and accuracy to make it.
Yeah. It's been a long time since a guy came from the collegiate level and wasn't accurate at the collegiate level and came in the NFL lit on fire.
I can't think
a lot of the guys are hitting the ground running.
See, I like what Juice is saying. See, they now I agree. Milroe has all the other intangibles. He's a good leader. Alabama loves it. He's a smart kid. He got 2 degrees, right, Big G, already.
And business, business degree in business.
So he's all those things. He hired Jordan Palmer, Carson Palmer's brother. He's one of the best quarterback coaches out there.
Yep.
For prospects.
Yep.
So he's working with him. I mean, he's 21 years old. I'm just saying, sometimes you got to take a swing. Y'all know we've been doing this podcast long enough. I'm all about filling the room up with talent. Right. We'll deal with everything else later. If I got Aaron Rodgers, my quarterback, I can draft this guy in the late second round and use him as a weapon. He could come in as a running back. You could run him in the rounds and he throw a pass, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Another comparison is they say the Steelers have been meeting with yours. Is that how you say it for Texas?
Trash.
Now,
yours, yeah.
Yeah, he's got everything, but guess what? He don't got an NFL arm.
Right.
Milroe has everything.
They said his pro day the other day he was throwing ducks.
Yeah, and what does Milroe not have? NFL accuracy. See, it's the whole package. Remember Russell for the Raiders?
Yeah.
The guy can throw it 75 yards from his knee or something. I mean, having the big arm, and that's what Milton has. And
first pick, first round. First round, Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
First round, Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah. I just don't think that yours has it because he don't have the arm.
Get him out of here.
The last quarterback with an arm like that was maybe Chad Pennington, and he had all the intangibles, and he threw the ball. I mean, they would snap it, and he would throw it almost immediately because he didn't have the arm strength. But, I mean, he had the timing. I've never seen that out of yours.
Yours is garbage.
Yeah. I don't like yours. He went to Ohio State and he left. I was happy because I let C.J. Stroud play. Yes. But I think yours would be an ideal person to learn from Aaron Rodgers. I don't want him, but their game is similar to me. Except Aaron Rodgers has a legit NFL arm. Talent
definitely Rodgers does, yeah.
But Bill, the way they play the game, I don't have any interest in yours.
So let's take the break so we can do the break, and then we'll come back from the break, and then we'll do what else we need to do because we got into it early about the quarterback thing, which was good. It was beneficial because it set up where we're going for the rest of the podcast, bro. So take the break.
All right, well, you heard Big G. He told me to go to break, so we're going to go to break. if you're watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers for the audio side. So stay with us, and we'll be right back after this. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast on a Wednesday night with the homie Triple OG Shannon White in the building. The homie, the little fella, the oxymoron, the man with double name meanings, Big G and little fella all at the same time. Big G in the building. What's up? What we stopping, Big G?
That is for the big punishment out there, dog.
What do
The
you say,
punishment
man?
over in the lot. Listen, I'm about to call this Yinzi to the mat quicker than your head can spin. This Yinzi tried to tell me and the rest of the live chat that Emeka Buka was going to run a 4.55. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Emeka Buka ran a 4.45 today and then turned around and ran a 4.43. Big punishment, all your Buckeye bias. Get to the matrix. Get to the matrix because you did not recognize talent. Emeka's a dog. He's a dog. So punishment, I know that's sidebarring it, but I had to make sure I took care of you tonight, punishment. Stop being biased with the Buckeyes. Abuka's a killer. He's a killer. A killer.
The dark helmet has spoken.
Facts, Shannon. Facts. Punishment. And stop with that 37-yard, 40-yard dash track. That's a lie. That is not real. You just don't want to face the facts. Punishment, you don't want to face it. You was trash with that call because you was a hater. Stop hating on the Bookies. He's a dog. He's a dog.
A boogie.
So the Steelers, real quick, in other Steeler news, the Steelers signed offensive guard.
Yeah.
Lasidius Smith.
Yep.
Look at that history.
Guard.
A lot of
Played
squads.
for the Patriots.
Yeah, a lot of squads.
But I hear he's real athletic. He was 2 times honorable mention all ACC when he played at Virginia Tech. 6th-round pick. 6'3", 314 athletic. I think he comes in and can win a swing guard position to back up both Siamalu and McCormick. I like that. Now, next up, I think the Steelers have some of the most money left in free agency as of right now.
Facts.
I think they had like around $40 million. I mean,
Yep. Somewhere
I don't know what his contract is, Lasidius.
Hey, Tate.
But I mean, go ahead and bring in one of those tackles. Yes, sir.
Smith, our own in-house draft guru, young man named Andrew Wilbar.
Yeah.
He is very high on him. He liked him coming out. So, he could be – I mean, I trust Andy Waddle that he knows his round bellies. So, when he thinks the big guy has some potential, I pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Andy Waddle and Omar Khan.
Oh, yeah.
Get Kevin Colbert out of here. Get him out. Shannon, get him out. I don't even want to get started on Kevin Colbert. Go, Tate, go.
No, so just what other moves in free agency would y'all like to see pre-draft?
We need a swing tackle. In my opinion, we need a swing tackle, and we need maybe another corner. Maybe another corner. But it's just in my opinion. But I think we need a swing tackle. You got to get a swing tackle.
You got to get a swing tackle. You think a corner, though? Like in free agency, I'd see him drafting a young developmental corner in the 4th or 5th round, but the room is kind of full now with corners, I would think. They brought Pierce back. They got Eccles. They got Slade. They got Trice. They got Porter. They got Ryan Watts coming back, who could be a safety, but who can also cover the nickel.
Yeah.
Adios, muchachos, to who?
Somebody. I don't know. Hey, that's up to them coaches, but somebody is
so what free agent? I mean, I like Asante Samuels. I mean, I think that's more than what you want to spend considering the room's already full.
Yeah.
And I think he's a $10, $12 million corner.
Yeah. I just think I don't know. I know that they had certain targets, and a couple of the guys that they wanted, they couldn't get. They couldn't get the Hobbs kid out of the Raiders, and I know they wanted him bad. And
Yeah, that was Gerald Alexander's guy at the Raiders.
Yep. Yeah, they wanted him.
They had
bad.
that connection.
Yeah. So, but I wouldn't pay for Sam. I thought about Asante Samuel. He's got tackle issues and stuff like that, man. So maybe, but listen, for all the Steeler fans that need to understand this, you know what? The money is being held back for two reasons. Either the money is being held back for Aaron Rodgers, or the money is being held back to extend TJ Watt. Now, Steeler fans, I need to tell you something. If they don't extend TJ Watt by the draft, it could be some problems. It could be some. I'm just telling you, it could be some problems.
I'm not worried about that. They gonna extend TJ. They gonna work it out. I have no worry about that.
All right, I'm just telling
you.
At
all. And they actually gonna create more money. To answer T. Riley's question, he asked how much they have left. I think they look like right around 40 as of right now. Now you can consider like they could give Aaron Rodgers like a $25, $30 million contract. Think they probably give him most of that in a bonus. Like if he signs for 30, I think they give him 20 and pay him 10 against the cap this year. So they still have room to work with.
1 year.
1 year, yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Slate in and out together.
Yeah.
And they gotta keep a certain percentage back anyway for the rookies too. So there's about $10 million, maybe a little bit more that they're going to have to hold back for them rookies. They got to keep that money back there because they got to be able to pay those guys as soon as they hit.
Well, so if they got 40 or approximately, they got plenty. With what's left out there, there ain't a lot left.
I don't even think it take 10.
I think like if they do Rodgers, like you said, that would take 10 for this year. And you need about 10 for the rookies. And so they still have 20 to play with. But you ain't restructured nobody. Yeah, they haven't had to. And hopefully they don't. But I don't see them. I really don't. I think that Watt's 31, and I think they realize they're seeing the same thing we've been talking about. They cannot, if you extend him, you're going to feel the pressure to pay him Garrett money or more. And he just ain't worth it no more.
Ooh.
I'm just saying the production doesn't match. I mean, Garrett is still a freak athlete. That's not going to change. He's going to make them splash plays and everything. The only way TJ that can do it is to be healthy and go 110 every play. And as you get older, you can't do that anymore. We already see JJ. Now we see TJ. We cannot overpay him. Now, they did a good job on Cam Hayward's contract. And they're going to have to do something similar with what?
Shannon, do they trade him?
You know what I've said? Hey, you're trying to rebuild this whole thing? You cannot pay him Garrett money.
Shannon, listen.
No, see, but I don't think TJ want Garrett money though. I think TJ want fair market value. You can extend TJ for 2 years, $70 million. He'll be 33, 34 when it's done. You give him $35 million, and you can front load it however you want to do it. Let Omar figure that out. But I think that's about the going rate for TJ.
But again, that's what I said. That's how they did Cam, because he was even older, and they could where they could get out of it if he didn't have a good year last year. But he did. Yeah. So they're going to have to do something similar with Watt. But now is the ego going to get involved? And Garrett's like, well, look how much I'm getting paid. And look, so everybody knows I'm better than TJ.
Yeah,
Throw Crosby in that mix too. Throw Crosby in that mix too, because Crosby getting paid too.
But do y'all do y'all think TJ like that though? I don't see TJ like that.
No, but guys ain't like that till the media get involved and their agents get involved. And then Garrett will say something and it'll get it all stoked up again. Because we argue all the time, who's better, TJ or Myles Garrett, right? And then it's going to be, well, look who gets paid the most. I'm just telling you, ego does become a problem.
See, I saw TJ with his first contract leave his agent in the car in the parking lot. TJ went in and dealt with Mr. Rooney himself.
Facts.
That's how I see TJ. That's how I see TJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? TJ, like, I don't need to be the highest paid. I just need to get my market value. I know the Browns did that. Of course, they overpaid Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? TJ, he's not as young as Max Crosby. Max Crosby has probably put up equal production the past couple of years. Let's not forget in 23, TJ led the NFL in sacks just in 23.
Yeah, but when you look at everything TJ does, nobody equals everything he does. But last year, from the midway point of the season on, he was not the same. Now, I don't know what kind of injuries, nagging injuries, just wore down from constantly getting chipped and doubled. But what I'm saying is he would not let them move him. That's what everybody says. He's going to have to be more flexible. And that's why they're going to, whatever they do in this draft, if they get Grant and they can tie up that interior and Grant ties up blockers, that'll help TJ. If they go with the kid out of South Carolina at safety, they're going to have to focus on him because you can move him around anywhere. That would help TJ. TJ needs some help because he's not getting it from Fitzpatrick anymore.
Shannon's been facts, Tate. Shannon's been facts.
No, he is, but everything he said, I think is schematically fixed. I think TJ did play the last part of the season not 100%. I think he was getting chipped and double teamed every game. I think he wouldn't move, and they didn't move him, so schematically it wasn't working. He was just running into a wall.
Yeah, but he has to be willing to move.
Yeah, well, that's where coaching comes. Like, TJ, we need you to move. At the end of last year, it sounded like he realized I need to, move around.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean? I hope so, yes.
And I think Minka, the whole thing was schematic. I don't think Minka's lost anything. He didn't have the production, the interceptions, the turnovers that we used to him having. But I think that's because of how they use him.
He's had 2 knee injuries since his last big year as a Ballhawk. And
that's
when a guy like that loses some mobility, loses some confidence in that leg or those knees, he might never get it back.
Yeah. There's no such dude as Jade Campbell. There ain't no such dude, Tate. Ain't no such
you mean Jade Barron? But I know what you mean. Yeah. But I think just like Cam last year, I was bringing Cam back. Steeler Nation's ready. Let him go. I think you'll see TJ and Minka will be okay. I think we'll see that.
I think I'll be honest, I think that me and Big-G had the same thing. I wanted Cam back at the right price with the right contract. Guess what? They did that. He come back, had a great year. That's what I'm saying with TJ. I don't want TJ going anywhere, but I'm not paying him Myles Garrett money.
Yeah. Hey, I don't foresee TJ won that.
I'm going to tell you a secret. If they're going to do something with him, they'll do it before the draft or after the draft. Because after the draft, we know they're going to extend him. But if they don't, listen, this is a sticky situation. I think TJ right now, in my opinion, is taking care of his newborn baby. He's trying to get the things taken care of with his family. And then I think eventually, sometime in the next week or two, I think TJ is going to talk with the upper level management, talk to Mr. Rooney II, and work this thing out and probably get extended. But I'm not going to put it past the Pittsburgh Steelers to do something crazy. I'm not. It doesn't seem like it, but we're not talking about Kevin Colbert. We're talking about Andy Waddle and Omar Khan, who's completely different than Kevin Colbert, right? And I'm not.
But what's not different is the Rooney family. Some Steelers are just going to be lifers because they Steelers are going to be lifers.
Hey, Big G. Yeah. Answer this: when you look at the free agent market, anybody that's left other than getting Rodgers, if you're going to sign him, you do it before the draft. Anybody else really that's left, you can wait till after the draft.
Yeah, but you'd have to do it because of the way that the salary structure is. June 1 is a dead cap thing. After the draft is a dead cap thing. So you got to work around those numbers, man. But let me answer Claude's super chat before I say anything. He said it boils down to the whole coaching staff. No, Claude, you are put him in the matrix. He's such a hater, man. I don't care if you pay for the super chat, Claude. They're not trash. Stop that, Claude. You're a hater. I can't wait till I get my hater sign. I can't wait. You're a freaking hater, Claude. Put him in the matrix. Matter of fact, Claude, Go ahead, talk. I'm gonna put him in the matrix. Go ahead, Tate.
There is questions. I mean, we have to be honest. There is questions about the staff, up and down the staff, not just Tomlin. And it's the smallest coaching staff in the NFL. So
But
again,
Shannon, that's on Rooney.
Yeah, but if you're going to develop and bring in all these young guys to rebuild, you need a bigger staff.
Shannon, but that's on Rooney. Rooney's the boss. It's his money. Tomlin can't tell Rooney to do with his money.
But all he's saying is that the coaching staff is questionable.
Okay.
And I think it is.
Yeah, I understand, but the money's Rooney, bro. That was that Matt, he had a $1.99 super chat. There's his comment, y'all. He said, I just got off work and I don't know if you touched on it or not, but I talked to Shannon Monday, Tate, and Big-G. I'd like to know what you guys think about trading with San Francisco for Purdy. He's young. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. He's not a force multiplier. He's not. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's just me personally. Tate, go ahead, man, before I put Claude in the matrix.
Hey, I'm just gonna say to Mark.
Go stand in the corner now.
I ain't tripping. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
I mean, I'm not trading for Brock Purdy, and you trading something. Here's a 7th round pick. You got to trade at least a second that you don't have, and then you got to pay him $50 million. I'd rather Jackson Dart over Brock Purdy.
Facts.
When we talked Monday, that's what was my comment, was that he's getting paid. And he won't have – I mean, are you ready to pay? And what kind of fit is he with Arthur Smith's offense? There's a lot of questions there. But my main concern is he's going to get paid.
I think Arthur Smith runs a offense. Not the passing game is not as sophisticated, but Shanahan really at his core wants to run the ball. So that's what Arthur Smith wants to do. And once you establish the run with a good offensive line like San Francisco had for years, Trent Williams is probably one of the best tackles ever, right? Yep. The guard, McGlinchey or whatever his name is. San Francisco has some good pieces in that line.
That's fine.
With lots of weapons around him. Debo, Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Kittle. I mean, so, you put in a quarterback with those weapons around him. I'm not trading for Brock Purdy and paying him $50 million. That's just not happening.
Tate, before I read this super chat for Claude, adios muchachos, my friend. You got sent to the new country, Claude. The new country, where you the governor and the bishop. Because some of the stuff you say is just unbelievable. Unbelievable, Claude. Unbelievable. Go ahead. I'm that super comment. Head coach trash, DC trash, OC trash. Danny Smith is great. Claude, that's why you got. Should I double back on him, Tate, and send him back again?
Hey, man, I'm saying the head coach not trash. I don't think Arthur Smith is trash. I think there was an opportunity. You could have freshened up the defensive coordinator position with some new ideas and new stuff like that. But
Tomlin
they obviously
is the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I still think when Butler was the defensive coordinator, they had an identity and ideology. I think Tomlin allows Terrell Austin to have that same to lead this ideology, and Tomlin may do the play calls, but the defense is Terrell Austin's defense, just like the defense was Butler's defense when he was there.
Well, Tomlin was a secondaries coach, and Austin is a secondaries coach. And what did we learn last year? They do not know how to design a pass rush other than TJ or Highsmith beat your guy, Hayward on occasion, beat your guy. They do not know. They can't blitz anymore. Then when they try it, it's telegraphed. They don't want to call it. They're sitting forward. They're not getting pressure. They miss. What's the defensive coordinator that went to Minnesota?
Brian Flores.
They missed his pass rush package big time. And that's what I wanted to see him do this offseason, and they didn't do anything.
Yeah. That's why they brought
I agree with that. I mean, I think Flores' scheme I think Florida's scheme is just blitz everything moving though. Like put 8 in the box, depend on your coverage to cover one-on-one, your corners to cover one-on-one, and blitz everything. And sometimes you guys just let them hang and just go out like that.
But he's got the faith in his guys to get it done. He's got the cojones.
I said you gotta let them hang sometimes. Yeah.
Flores is sending 7. The hell with it.
Minimum.
Sending 7. Go get them. You know, so
a minimum of 7, Big G.
Yeah, 7. He sending 7. He don't give a damn. Send 7, single high. Let's go. And he gonna play press, Tate. Flores plays press. Send 7, single high. So if the quarterback beats you, if the quarterback just gets a half a second extra, you cooked on the back end.
You know, Dick LeBeau didn't even have the blitz packages. That was Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Dick LeBeau in other places did not have the pass rush he had in Pittsburgh, and that was come from Butler.
Hey, Big G, you see Eric Williams' comment?
Yeah, he said Claude and y'all who agrees with him is crazy. That's
the fact, Jack. That's the fact, Jack.
We appreciate your comments, man, to keep Claude because we go through this every week.
I remember Eric Williams. He played for the Dallas Cowboys. Big tackle, man. He was good.
Big E. Yeah, Central State University. Central State.
With Central State, yeah.
No, he played for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Remember, he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he went to Central State in Ohio. He was a beast. He was in college when we was in college. I went down there and hang with some of my boys. He was down. The football team down there was bullies.
But is that
he was one of the biggest ones.
They played with the Cowboys?
Yeah, played at Central State University, HBCU. Huh?
I don't remember 95, do you?
Remember who?
Shannon.
The Cowboys had Eric Williams in 95.
Yeah, but
I'm saying he played college at Central State.
At Central State in Ohio in 1990. Yeah, no, we don't know. We don't know.
I don't think that's him. That's his name. Y'all went there. I never thought it was him at the beginning. Just like I don't believe Mark Malone is the real Mark Malone.
Hey, man, look at this dude, dog. Look at this dude. Look at this dude again, Claude. For the $5, said the Steelers won't win a playoff game until Tomlin's gone 3 years. Book it. The staff can't develop anymore, and it's just facts, G. So, you know what, Claude?
He said the staff can't develop anyone.
Okay, you know what, Claude? You know what I'm going to do, Claude? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bet you 3 shows corner time. 3 shows. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And I'm going to turn my back to the screen the whole time. The whole time, if he don't win a playoff game. So you get a chance every year to get some corner time. He's going to get a playoff win. Stop it, Claude. Stop that. You just, Claude, I'm telling you, I can't wait till I get my hater. Tate going to develop something for me. But in the meantime, Claude, here you go. That's big trash. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's move past Claude. Because this is ridiculous. And y'all in the live chat, destroy him. Destroy him, man. Destroy. Because listen, for me, he ain't gonna be able to take it. He ain't gonna be able to take it. So, Tate, man, we got like 15 minutes. We got to finish this quarterback thing, man. We started it off hot. We came in hot from
well, you the one transitioned us so you could talk about Ibuka's 40 time.
No, we went to commercial. I just wanted to say that the punishment. Hey, I know we got to talk about the quarterback thing. Shannon said his fix. Tate, your fix is Milroe. That's your fix?
It's not a fix. They still got to sign a vet. I'm just saying in the late second, I take that swing. But go ahead. I thought Jackson Dart.
Yeah, Jackson Dart.
I mean, like I said, I can see that. Like I said, there's guys I've said I'd like to trade for that's backups right now. We know the one kid out of the Chicago, but yeah, I mean, I would like to get Dart just second round. We don't have one right now, so we'll have to see what happens.
My fix is this: if Aaron Rodgers is signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think right now it's still 50-50. If Rodgers is signed,
you think as low as 50-50?
I still think it is 50-50. I think
I
it's
don't think
50.
it's 50. I think it's more like 70 sign, 30 don't. But okay.
They gave him a soft deadline April 21st, so we're gonna see. Right? If they sign Rodgers, I believe that in the you trade back from pick 21, you go to about pick 27, you draft a running back in the first round. I don't care if it's Quinshon Judkins, I don't care if it's Travion Henderson, I don't care if it's Amarion Hampton. I'll take all three of them. And in the second round, with that pick you get from trading back, you look at drafting Kyle Shaw, the quarterback out of Louisville. I think that the ownership of the Pittsburgh Steelers has been saying that they're going to get quarterbacks that are similar. And I'm high on Kyle Shaw. I like Jackson Dart, but I think Kyle Shaw is serviceable at quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers as a developmental quarterback. And if he doesn't turn
developmental, the Junker going to be 27 years old.
Listen to what I'm saying, Tate. If I'm the Steeler fan that believes we got to go back-to-back years in the draft at quarterback. Unless somebody falls to us at 21, we got to go back-to-back years. Shaw, you get him. You see what you got in him. If not, you know he's going to be your backup. And then at 26, you got to go back and go get another one.
Isn't his last name pronounced Shucks?
Shucks or Shaw. He's out of Louisville. He's 6 foot freaking 4.
It's like tough, but it's Shuff.
Shuff. Yeah. I think that they need to get that. I like that kid in the second. And
that's way too high.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Way too high.
He's going to be 27 when the season starts.
I think he's moving up draft boards. I think he is. Second, no later than the third. No later than the third. If you go with Rodgers, you go get that kid.
And then he come in and start when he Mason Rudolph age, and now you're looking for a quarterback again in 5 more years after that.
No, you got to look for a quarter. You got to go back again. If he's not the guy, if he can't develop,
if that's the case, I'd take Will Howard in the 4th round, or even Kyle McCord over him if it's me, because they're younger. They play better competition. That's me, but okay.
I think Will Howard is serviceable, but I don't know if that kid out of Louisville is a lot better than a lot of people giving him credit for.
I agree with that, but like Shannon, I just said, he's going to be 27. He played in Louisville. Well, Howard took a team to the national championship, beating Tennessee, beating Texas, beating who they beating in the national championship? Texas. Yeah, Texas. No, Notre Dame.
Will Howard had Emeka Buka, Carnell Tate, Quinshon
okay.
Judkins,
If you come to the Steelers, who you got? If you come to Steelers, who you got? DK, George Pickens, Freiermuth, either one of the Ohio State running backs you just said. Plenty of weapons.
I feel it, but I listen. That's just me. That's just
too much.
Now, if Rodgers don't sign, you got to do something early. To me, if Rodgers don't sign, you got to do something early.
The only way I draft a quarterback in the first round to me is if Shedeur Sanders falls to 21. He's at 21, and you can make your own decision. But I'm not trading up for nobody. I would trade back, but I trade back and maybe consider Jackson Dart in the mid-second round. But if I got a late second round pick, like in the 50s, I'm taking Jalen Milroe. That's me.
If you trade back from 21 to 28, you might have to take Jackson Dart there. Because I don't think Jackson Dart is the first quarterback off the board in the second round. He's the first quarterback off the board. Oh, yeah, but you saying the first quarterback, not first player. No, it could be first player. It depends on what those teams at the top of the draft do.
Tennessee taking Cam Ward. That's all, but we're ready.
The Giants ain't taking no quarterback. The Browns might not take no quarterback.
Right.
So
if they guess who's at 32 and 33, at 33 and 34, if they available.
Yeah.
No, first pick is 33. At 34 and 35, if he available, them teams might take him.
That's what I'm saying. So it depends on what happens. And I'm a firm believer that maybe one or two of these teams might jump back in. I've been saying it all along. I'm going to keep on saying. After pick, I think Tyler Warren might go 14, but he might go earlier. But I think once Warren comes off the board, I think he goes at 14. The draft's going to shake up. Teams are going to start trading left and right because they're going to have guys that they want. So I'm saying from 14 to 32, there's going to be a whole lot of trades. I believe that's going to happen because this is a year where nobody's pulled the trigger yet because there's not top heavy at the top. But once this starts rolling and the momentum goes, team's going to start moving around. And he's a guy the team might come back in and late in the first round and go get. He's a dude that they might do it. So that's what I'm saying. Pittsburgh, if you're not going to do it, and I'm going to say this last thing. I'm okay with Mason Rudolph starting at quarterback next year. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. We know what Mason is. We know what he is, right? So if you draft a rookie, you're going to play him behind him. The rookie's probably not going to play till week 8, unless he's a first-round pick. Then they're going to be calling for him if Mason's horrible off the gate. But I'm okay with Mason being the bridge. Me personally, I'm okay with it. I'm not tripping at all. That's just me, Tate. I'm okay with it.
Shannon?
Yeah. Yeah, I would rather, as I've said, build the roster, get your defensive tackle, get your another edge guy, a generational, as good as you can get in the first round. Then I would reach on a quarterback or overpay Rodgers. I would rather go with Rudolph and revisit everything next year. And, in the middle round, if you could get a guy, let's say it's Howard or whoever, that the Steelers feel like they can develop, I'd rather do that than see them overpay or reach.
I agree with Shannon. I think quarterback in the first round is a reach when you need so much. Mm-hmm. I think even a quarterback in the South, I really would like to see him trade back and get their D tackle and running back in the first or second round. Ideally, if a guy is there in the third at pick 83, and you figure out what that is, what that looks like. I mean, I think Jackson Darby going by the end, but then I'm taking Milroe. He's a weapon. His upside. I mean, you don't know how to do your boy from South Carolina, Nick Imanyura, the safety. Mm-hmm. We saw him at the combine. You know what I mean? But we don't know what he's going to be at a safety. I hear people saying,
"Well, he was good at South Carolina."
Oh, Tate. Lord have mercy.
You can move him. He can play off-ball linebacker. He can play safety. He can play slot. I mean, this kid is a freak. You move him around, and that will free up everybody else.
I like him, but you remember 2 years back, I think pick number 7 or 8 overall, Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. Remember how much hype was behind him?
Yeah.
Nothing. Done nothing. I think he's a free agent right now.
But Umanyora is close to – Umanyora could be a Ryan Shazier type player for us. Ryan Shazier was 6'3", 230 pounds, super fast. Umanyora is about 6'3", 6'4", 225 pounds, super fast. So,
but he also has some Palomala.
Yeah,
and
he could be that type of guy.
And he likes to roam.
Yeah, he could be. You could move. To me, he's a better version than that kid that plays safety for Baltimore. That went to Notre Dame.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
But did y'all get to see Kenneth Grant from Michigan, his pro day?
It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh!
It was ridiculous.
I can see him in a Steeler uniform, guys.
Yeah,
he would be awesome.
Yeah,
and Cam Hayward loved him too.
Yeah,
I agree with S. Dresden, except for that guy's not there this year. I mean, we reached and took Kenny Pickett at pick 20 a couple years ago. How'd that end up? I think the quarterback crop is better next year. I think you get more value taking a Will Howard or Kyle McCord in 4th or 5th round than you do reaching for Jackson Dart or Tyler Show in the 1st or 3rd round when you got so many holes.
So that's what Shannon's saying. Shannon's basically saying build a roster.
Yeah.
Build a roster and then plug the guy.
And I would be okay with Mason, but if you get Mason before I draft one of them guys, he's going to go in his 2nd year. I trade a 5th round pick for Joe Milton just because the upside. Because he's a 4'7", 40 guy that's 6'5", 235, strongest arm in the league, I bet right now. With with those receivers, Metcalf and Pickens, can throw that deep ball, stretch the field. He can quarterback sneak at 6'5", 230. All that stuff. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to start for Mason, but he can sit behind and compete with Mason. We see what we got for a year for a 5th-round pick versus somebody that's 1 year in the league versus drafting Will Howard or Kyle McCord in the 4th or 5th round. Give me Milton, and we see what we can do with that because I think it's higher ceiling.
I like the trade idea, especially when you consider how many comp picks the Steelers will have next year.
Oh, yeah, we got a gang.
If I was going to trade, even before Milton, what about Hendon Hooker?
I like him too.
Yeah, or Tyson Bagent of the Bears, the guy that I keep saying.
I like him too.
These guys are more accurate than Milton is.
I agree, but when we talking upside, you talking accuracy, and I get it. It's important aspect of a quarterback. But I'm talking about if you can work on the accuracy with coaching and repetition and everything, one guy has a higher ceiling out of those guys. I like both of them, though. I like Badgett, and I think Hendon Hooker would be a perfect guy to learn from and play behind Aaron Rodgers. And I think he's like a 4.5 40 before he got his knee injured in Tennessee. He might be completely healthy now. He that year in Tennessee, he was really good with the long ball.
Well, he can sling that rocket, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. He can sling it. Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind trading for any of those guys either for a 5th-round pick as opposed to drafting a guy in the 5th round.
S. Dresden said for the 5, man, we appreciate it again. He said the quarterback class next year is Nico and Manning, the only elites. How deep is the class? S. Dresden, we don't know if Manning's coming out. Nico's coming out. Lenore Sellers is coming out. Cade Klubnik is coming out.
Cade Klubnik is my guy.
Drew Aller is coming out. There's quite a Nussmeier down at LSU is coming out.
It's about like last year. It's about 6 potential 1st-round quarterbacks next year.
Yeah.
Depending on how they play this year.
Steelers like Alner.
Yeah. Drew Aller from Penn State. There's 5 or 6 guys that's going to be 1st-round picks next year. I would say definitely Drew Aller, Cade Klubnik, Lenore Sellers, Nussmeier at LSU, and Nico. Those 5 are
is
definitely.
Nico the one from Tennessee?
Yeah. Those are the 5. Those are the 5 guys that's coming out. Now I don't think Arch is coming out, but I think those 5 guys are going to come out.
Why would he? He can make $10 million and hang around Tennessee for it and compete for a national championship again.
He don't need no money.
Here's a deeper class, more competition.
Yeah.
And they not hurting at home for money.
Yeah.
Them Mannings, they got it at home.
And then you got to throw a guy like maybe if Beck has a bounce back year and he's down there with the Hurricanes, you can throw it because people a year ago was talking about Beck was going to be the number 1 pick off the board. So if he has a bounce back,
what about that kid? I'm not saying he's 1st round. What about the kid from Nebraska?
No, he ain't ready yet. He next year he'll be he was a true
redshirt sophomore.
Next year he'll be a sophomore. No, he ain't ready yet. He didn't get no
redshirt sophomore, so he can come out.
No, he started as a true freshman. He last year was a true freshman. This year he's a sophomore. He was a true.
Was he true freshman last year?
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Okay.
Dylan Raiola.
That's Raiola.
Dylan Raiola. Yeah, Dylan Raiola. No, he ain't ready yet.
That's baby. It's baby Mahomes. He took Mahomes what Kobe was to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, facts. He didn't imitate everything.
Who's the kid at Vanderbilt?
He ain't, but Shannon, he's 6 foot tall. He get killed. Man.
Oh man, I love when he beat Alabama. That was awesome.
But he ain't ready though, Shannon. So the guy you talking about, Raiola Tate, Raiola and DJ Langway of Florida is 2 years from now. 2 years from now, I mean, as of right now, what we know and see. DJ Langway, the quarterback out of Florida, and the kid Raiola out of Nebraska. That's 2 years from now. But next, and that Arch could be in that class. That could be Arch, DJ Langway, and Dylan Raiola. But next year, 5 or 6 for sure. Beck will determine to me if it's going to be 6 in the 1st round.
Agreed. All right, fellas, we come to that time, man. So, real quick, coming to you first, Big G.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be the Steelers starting quarterback opening kickoff this year? Starting quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers.
Shannon, who going to be the Steelers starting quarterback kickoff Sunday in September 2025.
Mason Rudolph.
Okay. I'm the tiebreaker. Well, might be a tiebreaker. It might be three different options. I'm going to say the Steelers starting quarterback for kickoff Sunday 2025. I'm with Big G. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers. And I think if he started to come along last year, I mean, they was a bad team. I think he's the coach killer that got Saleh fired and things went downhill with the morale of the team from there. I think the Steelers organization and coaching staff is stronger than letting that happen to me. Veterans in the room too, everything. I think Rodgers can come in if he just can play football, be another year removed from the Achilles injury, can play healthy, can really use those receivers like Metcalf and Pickens, and even I can see Roman Wilson if he gets up to speed being an Aaron Rodgers type receiver, a Donald Driver type receiver, one of those kind of type receivers. You know.
Hey, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Just a quick question. If you sign Rodgers and Ibuka's sitting there at 21, do you take him? Now you got Ibuka, DK Metcalf, and George Pickens.
Yeah, no, I like that. And you got the two little guys that are fast, and you got Skoranek. That's a whole room. That's a whole room right there. Oh, but I don't know if I take him in the first round now. I mean,
what little guys?
I'm talking about you got Austin and Roman Wilson.
Okay, Roman Wilson. Okay.
Yeah, so you got Metcalf, Pickens. You would have Ibuka, who I think
Ibuka's not little. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but you got Wilson and Austin. I think they'd be 4 or 5 if you draft Ibuka. And Skoranek could be the 6th.
I'd still like to see somebody like Grant in the first to help that defense.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
In the second, maybe a Jack Besh out of TCU. And I think you're set at receiver for a while.
Yeah, I like Jack Besh. I think this you probably got to get him sometime in late second if you want him.
Yeah, I said the second.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you probably got to get – I don't know. I don't think he'd be there at 83. But I like that too. But I was going to say I don't think they go receiver in the first. They had to go D tackle or running back. So if Genty or Hampton's on the board, I'm taking one of them. If they're not on the board, I'm taking D tackle. Then we'll try and move up and get one of the running backs.
You got DJ Gibbons. You got what is it? Butin from Virginia Tech. I mean, there's some guys you can get in the third round.
Rock Sanders, Shannon, stop it.
What?
Rock Sanders, man.
Fourth or fifth.
Yeah,
I like him a lot.
That's a little later, yeah.
Yeah, 4th or 5th. That's more Najee. I probably would take Ollie Gordon over him now.
Rock Sanders won a 4.44 at 230.
Yeah, that ain't Ollie.
No, the Rock a dog. Rock a dog.
Yeah, but I'm trying to come out the first 2 picks with my defensive tackle and my running back. I wouldn't be mad if they got the safety out of South Carolina in the first round if that's what they want to do. I trust Omar Khan and White. I trust them to do because I can't knock any one of their past 2 drafts. Neither one of them. And we got players coming last year that didn't. Our first round pick, like Shannon said, didn't even play last year. Our third round pick didn't even play last year.
Facts.
I mean, our 7th round pick, who was looking really good at camp, Watts, didn't even play last year. All these guys are who?
Logan Lee. He didn't play last year neither.
Yeah, he didn't play, but he was involved in practice and stuff. But some of the other guys, I guess. I like Logan Lee. I mean, like I said, so I like that they just stock up on defensive line and you can get the best 7 or 8 and roster them and put a couple of other guys in the practice squad and go from there. So with that being said, fellas, we about to get out of here. Big G and Big what? Oh, go ahead.
We got a super chat.
Super Ruben Stone for the $4.99. Ruben, we appreciate you, dog.
Thanks, Rube.
He said, like Mr. Rogers said, we need to relax. We will win 12 or 13 games next year. Hey, Ruben, I'm with you, dog. I'm going to be mad. I'm telling you with Rogers, but I'm with you.
I take that to 11 or 12, but so I don't think they're going to be Steelers fans. I say you guys. I'm one of you, but I'm not you guys. I'm about to, like Big G said, you yinzies. that just to get hyperbolic and overreact and everything, man. I mean, we're a team, like Shannon said, we're rebuilding. We won't say it, but we've been in the playoffs for the last 5 years. This team is rebuilding that don't win no games.
Yeah.
And they still rebuild because they so bad and they drafted quarterback. They don't got nothing around the quarterback.
They suck,
You know what I mean?
They suck.
How many times has Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert been to the playoffs?
Once.
Steelers been to the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 years with Kenny Pickett, with Mason Rudolph, with Duck Hodges. And who am I missing?
Trash.
Russell Wilson last year.
No,
Trash.
Duck
Been
didn't
in the
make the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Who?
Duck didn't make the playoffs.
No, I'm just saying they went 8-8. I'm saying that combination of quarterbacks, they've been 4 out the last 5 years.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, so I mean it's cloudy, but it ain't dark. It ain't nighttime in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So
it's relevancy and rebuild at the same time. Tate. We the only team that I ever seen pull it off. We the only team I ever seen pull it off. Ever. I ain't never seen a rebuild and relevancy at the same time.
But they haven't pulled it off yet.
But Shannon, they winning still.
But they still haven't rebuilt. And they really needed to since probably 2019.
But
you
can thank Kevin Colbert.
Are you one of the guys, Shannon, that want to see us tank and lose?
No.
All
But
right,
they didn't tank when they went, 5-11, and they got Big Ben the next in that draft. I mean, things happen. Like if, say, TJ gets hurt this year, heaven forbid, or something like that, this could quickly switch, and they go 7-10. And then it gets them up closer, and then maybe they can trade a little easier to get it, So I don't want him to lose on purpose, but eventually it's got to happen. Something got to give.
So that's why we want Tomlin going. So they don't have a MacGyver coach that can make some out of chicken wire and win win games still in spite of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, in spite of not having a quarterback. Yes.
Right. Okay. I can dig that. Maybe we just put Tomlin on the red shirt for a couple of years, Big G. Stay and bring him back once somebody come coach him down to 6-11.
Ice that boy. Move him up to upper level management, and then bring him back down after we and put a sacrifice.
Pat Riley.
Put a sacrifice out there. Go and put a sacrifice out there, and then bring him back.
Y'all see him let my grade come in a little bit now. You can see it coming.
Sure, I don't let mine come all the way in. But
yours,
the man is calling my name, dog.
Yours is low though, so yours come in quicker. Mine got to grow through the bushes. Start stretching out up in there like Shannon.
I trimmed mine.
You can tell you trimmed it. I thought it was just your slimming face, but yeah, you can see you trimmed it a little bit.
Yeah, I took off a few inches.
Come on over to Just for Man, Shannon. We good over there. Come on over. We're gonna get a sponsorship.
It'd be too shocking. My mom was here a couple weeks ago for my niece's wedding, and she thought about coloring her hair some kind of like auburn kind of rust kind of. I'm like, Mom, don't do that. You're gonna shock the whole wedding. Like people see you with your silver fox hair. Just wear your hair, Mom. Wear your hair that matches your 78-year-old face. Don't come in here and shock everybody with a new color.
Shock that bad baby. Roll with it.
I don't know how y'all's mamas was, but if my mom seen some other kid act up when I was growing up and do something, and a lot of times I get whipped for it. She said, "Don't you ever think of doing something like that?" Right? Well, my wife heard what you said last week about how your wife had no control over you.
Right.
And I got the evil eye. I got the side eye. And he's like, "Don't you ever think you're going to talk like that?" And I'm like, "Hey, that was Tate, not me. Not me. He can get away with it. I wouldn't try."
Yeah, man. So, my dad, his brothers, my uncles used to talk about their other cousins and people in the family. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, such and such cousin he in Pampers. His wife tell him what to do all the time. He do whatever she say and all that. If you was in Pampers, that that meant you was like a little baby in your own
Yeah.
house. So I just talk. I mean,
I watched our neighbor's kid, and I was little, and she wanted. Her mom said, "Okay, we got to go now," and she said, "I don't want to go," and she said, "We're gonna go," and she smacked her mama in the face.
Ooh.
ooh.
My mom grabbed me, dragged me across the road, and beaten me the whole way. If you
Because somebody else.
To me, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, that's how it was though. Back in the day, I know if Big G was around my way, he did something wrong. My mama put hands on him.
Yeah, exactly. You would done it.
She wouldn't whoop me for what he did. She'd spank him for what he did.
Beat down.
but that's how it was 45 years ago though.
Yeah, it's different.
It ain't like that no more. You know, you got parents going into school talking against the teachers,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But all right, fellas, that's a wrap, man. You guys go ahead and tell what you got going on before we back on here again.
Friday, y'all. We got homies overtime. We're gonna talk about a lot of things with that AFC North on homies overtime. And then I've been stuck in the captain's chair for Friday night on the overtime. So Tate, I'm gonna send the thing over to you sometime between today and tomorrow so we can get a script going for the show. But Sunday, all y'all that rock with me and Tate, the Know It Alls podcast, go over there, subscribe. We have a special guest, Tyler Guyton, starting left tackle from the Dallas Cowboys, who I can't stand. So it's going to be hard for me to deal with the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. But the kid's a great kid. He was an All-American left tackle at Oklahoma. He's a starting rookie tackle. He made the all-rookie team for the Dallas Cowboys last year. And he's going to be a guest of the show. We appreciate Tyler. I'm not going to talk bad about him, but we appreciate it. And so all you guys that like football and want to hear from us, who I think a kid has an opportunity to turn into an all-pro player, or at least a pro.
He was all rookie team last year.
Yeah, facts. I think the kid can do it. So if you want to hear from an NFL first-round draft pick, come to the Know It Alls podcast on Sunday as we broadcast live with Tyler Guyton, our special guest, on the Know It Alls, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for all y'all out there that want to know what time the show is.
And we're going to have 2 shows that day because after the Tyler Guyton show is off, we're probably going to talk about March Madness when we go from 32 down to 8 on Sunday. So we'll be able to talk about the Elite 8 and the rest of the March Madness stuff. So, yeah. Shannon, what you got going on, man? We see you next on The Hangover?
Still Hangover, yep. Monday at 9.
Monday at 9. Okay. Well, yeah, fellas. Well, I don't. Big G just said about Know It All. Check us out on the homies Friday night. He mentioned the homies overtime, but on the homies, what we talking about on the homies Friday, Big G?
The AFC North.
I got it. Here it go. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. AFC North.
Yep.
So yeah, be sure to tune in Friday night. You know how we get down over there. It's a whole bunch of shenanigans and fooleries between Big G and Pay. Me and B Dirt keep that thing steady.
Hey man, the live chat talking crazy, dog. They said that Tyler Guyton trash, and why we letting the cowboy enter our hood? He ain't put in no work. Listen, man, this is an NFL first-round draft pick, bro. I'm not slipping. I got to let the man in. I'm gonna pay respect where respect is due.
In fairness, one of our co-hosts is a Dallas Cowboy fan. He does the Dallas Cowboy podcast for FFSN, or one of the Dallas Cowboy podcasts. DC, is it DC 4L? Yeah, DC for life. Dallas Cowboys for life.
Yeah.
Mod, and so Mod has a relationship. He weaseled his way into the Jerry world and came out with a Tyler Guyton interview for the podcast. So yeah, we can't turn down an NFL professional.
He can't help who drafted him.
Right. So with that being said, fellas, man, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. We went a little over. We got a little bump choppy at the end, but we'll be all right. So until next week, for the Pump Your Brakes podcast, Shannon, go ahead and take us out, man.